مرحبا بكم في هذا التوتوريال لتعمل استفادة للجميع، وخصوصا المصطلحات وأسماء المواد الإنشائية. سوف أتكلم باللغة العربية واللغة الإنجليزية. What we see here, this project, we see a manhole with pipes and some ducts here. These ducts are cables، بعضها للكهرباء والماء غاز للإنترنت. Okay, so most of the البنية التحتية, most of the infrastructure work, we don't see anything from the top. All we see is the road and the furniture. Like for example here, we see the frame and cover, and we see a transformer. And what we got here is the pavement and the road itself. لننتقل الآن إلى مشروع الآخر اللي هو مد الانابيب. هذا المشروع لدينا هنا مانهولات وبايبات. زين، السؤال the question is يعني كيف أبدأ المشروع؟ ومن أين من أي مكان أبدأ المشروع؟ يعني we have this task to start laying pipes. So shall I start from this manhole or shall I start from that manhole? Then what material I need? ما هي احتياجاتي حتى أمد أنابيب من هذه المانهول إلى هذه المانهول؟ لنأخذ فكرة عن المواد التي نحتاجها في المشروع. أولا نحتاج في بداية المشروع نحتاج إلى مواد الحصو أو البي جرافل. ما هو البي جرافل؟ لدينا هذه الصورة هنا. البي جرافل هو إحدى المواد اللي نستخدمها في البنية التحتية، وهي الحصو، ويكون الحجم ماله من 5 إلى 15 مل. هذا هو البي جرافل. ففي البداية يعني we lay a layer of 100 mil or 75 mil of pea gravel. Then we lay the pipe on top of the pea gravel, and then more pea gravel on top of that. And then once it's that and the pipe is protected, then we backfill what we got, this material, what we call them horizon. But we're not supposed to use any stones like this size here. That's too big. And this size here, that's too big. It should be not more than 40 millimeter. It can go back, like for example this size here, that's fine. Why? Because if you lay stones big sizes, like for example this one here, and it goes on top of the pipe, it could damage the pipe or will fracture it. Now we know what is pea gravel and why we are using it for the pipe to set on it and will be protected. We have got here a drawing where shows the specification. Sorry, let's take this off now. We have got this drawing. In every project you have a drawing which give you the details and we call specification. What we got here? We got this is a pipe. This is the pipe, and it's been laid on the pea gravel. Or there are every country they got different material, but here in the UK we use pea gravel. And then once it's laid on the pea gravel, there's another layer to go on top of it. It can be a little bit bigger, but not more than 15 mil. And then finally another layer as we shown on the other picture where the suitable material available on site. So now we understand how the detailed specification work, where the pea gravel, the material for the pipe to be laid on. So now next is the pipe we are using. What type of pipe? Let's take those pictures off now. We go now and we try to understand what pipes we use to lay from this manhole to that manhole. Basically, in every project, you will be given specification about what type of pipes you're supposed to use, and this will all be given to you. But for example, we got this pipeline we've been given here, and it tells you the size of the pipe is 225 millimeter, and it's a concrete pipe و 1.6% هذا الميول اللي نحتاجه. But to understand a general idea about what type of pipe, what is concrete pipes, what is plastic pipes, and what is clay pipes, let's have a look now. First of all, we have this clay pipes. What we use here, but these pipes it's been used in the past, and in UK we are not using these pipes anymore. But we just have a general idea about what are they and where they use and how we use them. These pipes comes in straight pipes, and we use this thing here was called collar. So we got all the pipes and the same, but we use collar to connect one into another. But as I said, these type of pipes are not used very often in UK, maybe other countries at the moment. I am not sure about that. The other type of pipes we use, which is the most common pipes we use, are they called PVC, or the plastic pipes. The plastic pipes, it comes with a socket. This is called a socket. And they come different sizes, and usually 100 mil, 150 mil, and 225 mil, 300 mil. When we lay these pipes, it comes like this end, which is called the socket, and the other end of the pipe, it will come and will be connected and will enter to about this distance here. So this is called the socket, and the other end is called the tail, our end pipe, which we connected to this end, and we have a picture of that where it is shows the end. We got it here. I think this one here. This is called the end pipe, where this end will go inside the previous picture which we seen, which is one goes inside the other. One goes inside the other. So inside this one here. So now we've seen the clay pipes and the plastic pipes. There is one more to show you a type of pipes, which they are, everybody knows that, are the concrete pipes. These concrete pipes available and widely used here as well, but they are usually used for a different type, for a type of a drainage, was called storm drain. A storm drain is different than the foul drain. The storm drain هو هذا من مياه الأمطار. collected من مياه الأمطار. فعندما هنا when it's raining, when الأمطار اليومية تنزل على الطرق, collected or from the top of the roof of the houses, سقوف البيوت, تجمع وترجع إلى مكانات تجميع المياه لتنظيفها وتدخل في الأنهار الموجودة في UK. And they comes and they are the same system as the clay pipes. So you got them with end and collar, or the socket and the end pipe. we got another picture which shows, I think this one here, which shows that end which goes into the socket, but there is inside a sealant or a rubber used here. Use here a rubber to seal there is any leak from water goes inside the joint of the two pipes. So now we have an idea about the three types of pipes commonly used, which they are plastic, clay, and concrete. So now we know the material, pipe beddings, we know the type of pipes, we know the backfilling, how we backfill the pipe. Now is how we join these pipes together. I mean, what's the procedure here in the construction site? Well, the procedure is before the work starts. Usually, the team will bring all these pipes and lay them on the side of the line of the pipe. For example, we want to go from this manhole to that manhole. They lay all the pipes on the side there, ready for the workers to bring one pipe after the other and continue the connection. For example, is they lay the first pipe there, and they bring this pipe and they take it there, and the other one comes there, and carry on like that, and eventually we will end. For example, if you lay the first pipe here, and this pipe will continue, goes there, and then it goes there, and keep going all day, one after the other until we reach the next manhole. So this is mostly the procedure, and once it's connected to the next manhole, then we can continue with building the manhole rings, which is being explained in the previous tutorial, by building it step by step from the base into the cover level. So now we understood how the material, the pipes, the backfilling, the procedure, يعني طريقة العمل كيف. Now we need to ask ourselves the question is في أي منسوب نستطيع أن نمد هذه البايبات from one manhole to another. يعني كيف نتعامل مع المنسوب عند أو الميول, the fall in the pipes, level of the fall in the pipes and the gradient. So now we can look into the details of how this works. This example here we got هذا مجمع سكني وطريق يلف حوله وعندنا يعني لازم نبني البنية التحتية حول لهذه المجمع السكني. In this example في هذا التمرين يوجد لدينا one manhole here, pipe 225, and another manhole right in the end. This is only a small exercise. يعني this manhole, let's call it manhole 35, and the next manhole we call it manhole 36. So let's look at the 3D of this manhole and the pipe. What we see in the 3D, to have a visualize about what we are seeing there. Basically, we see one manhole here, the pipe, and another manhole connected to it. simple as that. But now let's look at the details here. To lay the pipes at a certain mule or gradient fall, you will be given some numbers. Let's try and understand what are these numbers here and how can I use them and what instrument I use to help me to lay these pipes from one end to another. Before we start looking into the details, let's have a look at this. This is called the pipe laser. This instrument will help us to work out the pipes from one end to another. يعني المنسوب في مد الانابيب called pipe laser. We will explain on how to use this instrument to help us in مد الانابيب. But for now, let's have a look at these details here. What these details mean to us. When I'm laying pipes, my first question is ما هو المنسوب البايب في هذه النقطة. منسوب البايب في هذه النقطة اللي هو الامبرت ليفل، اللي هو مثل في هذا الاكزامبل هو 10 meters. نستعيد بعض المعلومات اللي تعلمناها من part 1 of this tutorial of the manholes. The invert of the manhole أو المنسوب في هذه النقطة هو لنفرض هو هذا البايب اللي عندنا احنا. This is the pipe. The invert level يعني هو الليفل اللي هو the lowest point of the inside. يعني بين هذا وهاي thickness مالت البايب. This is the thickness of the pipe. So the invert level is this point here, this right here, where we can work out this level here, this level, this level here. So this is what is the invert level is. Second thing is the distance, المسافة ما بين هذه المانهول وهذه المانهول. هذه الشيء كلش مهمة. المسافة هي 85.85 meters. طبعا هنا is being given, but إذا أنتوا يعني if anyone can measure it by scaling or by using a software. For example, if I don't have the length here, I go from there to there and I will be given 85.9 or 45 يعني الشيء المقرب هذا. So now we know how to get the length, the distance between one manhole to another manhole. We know now the invert of this manhole, which is 10, and the invert of this manhole, which is 8.63. حتى نتأكد من هذه المناسيب لننظر إلى هذه المانهولات في البروفايل أو الكروس سكشن. ماذا نرى هنا؟ نرى هنا this is the manhole. هاي المانهول اللي هي manhole 35 ونشاهد هنا المنسوب هو number 10 meters. هذا منسوب. وكذلك هذه المانهول وهذا هو المنسوب معناتها اللي هو 8 point. We've been given here 8.63. طبعا الكفر ليفل الغطاء الغطاء هو هنا 12 وهنا كذلك 12 12 and the same thing here is 12 at 12. I mean this is the reason is 12 because this piece of land we are graded to a certain level. هذه هي الأرض الطبيعية وهذا هو الجريدنج. هذا هو الجريدنج اللي احنا وصلنا له إلى 12. For example, if I want to know I want to know all this now is, this is like هذا الليفل هو 12 هنا. Okay, now let's have a look at the details of what's this 1.6 mean. 1.6% as mean it is 1 meter 0.6 for every 100 mil. أو يعني 1.6 for 100 mil. Then إذا في 1 meter, we know the meter is 1000 mil. So 1.6 times 10, it will give us 16 millimeter لكل 1 meter. هذا الفول أو اللي designed for the انابيب to go from one end to another. So in reality, بالتطبيق, how is that going to work? How this works? How this works? It is from one end to the other 1 meter. Let's have a look here. It means for every meter you travel, this is 1 meter, it is 16 mil fall here. So we have a pipe 6 meters long. We got a pipe, every meter you travel, you go down 16 mil. But by the end of the pipe, the fall اختلاف المنسوب هو 96 مل. ففي مسافة 85 in a distance of 85.850, the whole thing will become to 1.370, and this is explained here. This is the length between this manhole to that manhole, 85.850. هذا اللينث. نسبة اختلاف المنسوب level 10 and level 8.63. The difference is 1.370. يعني 10 minus 8.63, you will get 1.370. If I wanted to divide 1.370 over the whole distance, it will give you 1.6% or 0.016. So if you're not being given the gradient, الفول, الميول, we can work it out by dividing the difference in height between the two manholes over the distance between them. You will get الميول. How we can use هذه الميول في حساباتنا. يعني let's go back now to our instrument, which we mentioned before about this one here. So we have this instrument is called pipe laser. Pipe laser has got 4 tiny little legs where it can stand and has to be stood on horizontal and not on slope for it to function. It have a laser coming in from the other side, this laser here, which we hit a target from the other end. So if you have, for example, if you have a pipe which goes from one end to another, where a laser are sitting here. This laser goes inside in a straight line. This laser will be given the percentage الميول في هذه الشاشة, and it will يعني on a long distance it will work, the mule goes like that, see? Or exaggerate, it will go like that, or like that, depending if it is up or down. So from here to there, we can always have constant depth. So we know that when they are laying pipes, they move from all the way up, and without you knowing, you will see that it is the laser will give you هذا الميول. يعني إذا هو الأرض على هذه المستوى، البايب يصعد هيك أو ينزل هيك في هذه الميول. So now, practically, how we are going to use this pipe laser. For example, we've been given the project, or we worked it out. We've been given the number is 1.6%. We've been given this. This is our الميول. How we can use this figure in there? So it is easy, like we come here. So, but the only thing is you need to be careful here. You have this sign here. It is plus, and it can be minus. What does it mean plus? What does it mean minus? When you are في مد الانابيب, if you are going from low point to a high point, you use plus. If you are مد أنابيب من أعلى إلى أسفل, this line here, we استخدم minus. So to start here, if we are usually the good practice is you lay from low to high. It's the good practice, which we call it from downhill, uphill, and we use the sign plus. But in case of emergencies, then we could lay from up to down only for emergency work and where there is no room to work. يعني ماكو مكان مفسح بأنه نقدر نتحرك, we lay from up down. That is very bad practice. But if we have to use this, we have to use the sign minus. For this instance, we're going to lay from low to high. So we're going to have put here, you put plus. By moving these arrows up and down, you can get the plus or the minus, and then you can put here plus 1.600. And sometimes they give you 2 decimal places here, so it is 1.6, and 0 قبل ال1 ما يأثر. أو if you, let's say for example, you've been given 2%, you have to put here, if you are going from low to high, you put plus 0.00. Or if you are going from high to low, you use minus 2.00. وهكذا. أما إذا if you are dividing the difference in height over the length, you will have something like, for example, you will have 0.016 meter. But this is meter. You need to change that into percentage. That's in meter. So we need to change it to percentage. How many mil per 100? Where basically you multiply this by 100, you will get equal, you will get 1.6%. وهكذا وهكذا. So now we had an idea about how to use this instrument, and now we had an idea about the type of materials, what type of pipes, the instrument, and now we can talk a little bit about how to backfill when this pipe في مد الانابيب, what we are going to do after we backfill these pipes. After we backfill these pipes, في بعض البلدان يستخدمون يعني الرمل أو الماتيريال الموجودة، ونستخدم هذه الماكينة اللي تكون واكر بليت أو أداة الضغط حتى التربة لا تكون ضعيفة بحالة بناء الطرق فوق هذه المنطقة اللي فيها مد أنابيب وتخسف أو start to crack here. So we got أما إذا المسافة كلش كبيرة في عملية مد الأنابيب فنستخدم أشياء ماكينة أكبر، ويعني في in these days most of them are got remote control. You don't need a man to handle it. It will roll on its own with a remote control. You just let it go. It goes forward until the soil will be compacted to the specification. So now we had a good idea about how to lay pipes and what material we use, how we compact it, and what is all about الميول, how we use الميول, what is these figures, 1.6%, the length between manholes. We learned about the invert level, what is invert level, and we learned about all this profile here, the cross section, how we see the manhole, how we see the pipes, and we have seen the procedure about how we lay all these pipes from one to another, and above all we've seen what is like all these cables and services under the roads, where all the hard work is being done right underneath here, but for everyday people passing by, they don't see all this services للبنية التحتية. I hope you have enjoyed this tutorial and you benefited from it. So if you really liked it, please subscribe and like. Hopefully we'll see you again for another tutorial. Thank you.